Hey everyone, let's talk about Shiba Inu coin today. And Shiba Inu has been seeing some bad news lately, but it's not over. It's never over for Shiba Inu coin. And that's exactly what we're going to be discussing today. Can it get improved? Can it get fixed? Can it get solved? And what will it take? If you guys want more content like this, you know what to do. Smash that like button and I'll keep you guys updated with more awesome content.
What's going on? Hopefully everybody out there is having a fantastic one. Getting ready for Christmas. We got some news to bring to you guys. Some good and some things I'm still concerned about, right? Because I'm keeping it real. As always on the channel, I never just give it to you like everything's sunshine and rainbows, because where I am right now, it's definitely not that. But we always keep it real, guys. And by nature, I'm a super positive person, but when things are a little bit off, I say it. And I wanted to talk about the news that broke today. So yes, the news is out. Shiba Inu is going after the .shib domain name, which, brilliant.
That's good. That's good news. I just wonder what it will really take. Like, is it possible that we see a strong recovery with Shiba Inu? That's something I'm definitely hoping. But it's trying to get SHIB.com.
Love it. I think it's a great idea, right? By the way, the Ethereum name service, a huge deal. That was its own token, by the way, so be on the lookout for that. Maybe that could be a thing. Admittedly, I have not read the blog post yet, but I've got the gist of what the main piece was, right? And that was it. Creating our own domain name for .shib. And I think that's huge. It's great. It is part of that big push toward decentralization. It's definitely all of that. And I think it's a good thing. All in all, good thing. However, there are still some concerns that I have, and a lot of it comes back to just communication.
So yeah, that's something that I do think a lot of people were saying it's lacking. Communication in Shiba Inu was basically non-existent for a large majority of people, and I think that's where the issue arose, where frustration arose. A lot of people were actually deciding to sell the Shiba Inu they have. And again, you know, things like that, I do understand, they do happen. But how far can Shiba Inu go before the whales decide to sell, because they don't know if Shiba Inu is going to crash or not? And I think that's the big problematic part.
And doing what you say you're going to do, right? When you have a community like SHIB that is so close-knit, that is so driven by the people want answers. The people want information.
That's definitely true, and that's where I find the huge problem with Shiba Inu. There is potential with this. There is potential for Shiba Inu, but what can Shiba Inu do that other tokens cannot do? Like, how can they burn more extra SHIB? And I think they should start listening to the community more. This is my honest opinion. They don't listen to the community enough. They say that the SHIB burns don't help because it's if Shiba Inu is down, it doesn't matter. It does matter. You know, and all the crypto content creators, Claybro, Matthew Perry, they do care about SHIB. And I know a lot of people from the Shiba Inu community who have left, a lot of content creators who have stopped making content for SHIB. And I'm still here. I'm still alive, still making content. But a lot of people have left. A lot of people took their bags, sold SHIB. They saw that there's no more opportunity, and they focused on other projects in Shiba Inu community. And I think that's a big problem. I think that's when people should be worried in that sense.
They want 24/7 insight into what's going on, what's being built, what's being done.
That's fair. Like, they need to hire someone. If they're going to buy a domain that's probably going to be very expensive, maybe like $5,000, they need to decide, like, which they should have probably bought the domain like 3 years ago anyway. They need to decide where, how, and when Shiba Inu will do what it will do. Stop saying it's huge announcements. Stop saying it's something game-changing. Stop saying there's not going to be any burns for help. Start listening to the community, because it frustrates people. And it frustrates me a bit because I'm a content creator for SHIB for about 3 years now. And there's still people to this day actually that don't even understand that Shiba Inu is one of those tokens that has utility. They just buy Shiba Inu because they think it will go up in price. So Shiba Inu didn't have an NFT game yet. Like, what happened with all that money? Matthew Perry made a very fair point, and I'm not hating on the Shiba Inu devs. But there is a lot of miscommunication that people are worried about in that sense, that people aren't sure if Shiba Inu is going to be sustainable picks for them, sustainable drafts. And that's where the big problem arises, really, where Shiba Inu could be seeing that major dump in the next few days. Like, that's something I'm definitely worried for, and something that Shiba Inu could be seeing a big price crash if it does not see any type of recovery.
And when something goes off the record or off,
so yeah, sometimes they do something and I don't even reveal it. It's the reason why I'm frustrated is because the project is worth about like what, its top 17 token. And the Shiba Inu team, they weren't really ready on providing updates. They were thinking like it's gonna be a top 1,000 project for a long time, but it's simply not. It's simply not a bad project anymore that doesn't do anything. Like, it's a big project, and people need to realize that it's gonna stay around for some time.
Tilter, if something comes off the plan, right? Like the burns that were supposed to happen on the 14th, 15th, and 16th, we want explanations, right? Now, I did highlight some of those reasons, obviously, in my video yesterday, because of the price impact that it would have. They're not going to do it all in one big magic burn. But make that stuff public. Like, when you find out that information, make it public. Ideally,
yeah, just hire someone for 1K a month or even less to give these type of updates. Hey, SHIB might not recover today. It might not recover even tomorrow. And there is like a lot of questions people have with Shiba Inu right now. Like, where is Shiba Inu gonna go? How is it gonna recover? What is it gonna do? And I think that's the big problem people are seeing with SHIB. Like, they're definitely frustrated in a way because they're worried about Shiba Inu. They're worried that it won't recover. And I'm also kind of worried SHIB team, like the SHIB team doesn't take the project seriously, or they're overstaffed. Like, ask the community for help. Ask them to do like what can you do? What can be improved? And I think that's where they will like get those investors back, where they will get like people interested in the project again. But so far, how can you get people invested like in this project again? It's gonna be hard.
Don't put it in publication first and then come out and not do it, right?
Exactly. It's gonna like, oh, we fulfill your order. Well, what was my order? Well, I don't know where your order is, and I don't care. Like, it's not available. Have a good day, sir. Like, imagine if this happened with a package.
There's just some simple things that we can do better, I think, as an overall community. I'm not calling out one person, because I don't think it's one person who's handling all of this. I'm not calling out anybody. So don't take this personal if you're watching.
Exactly. He's making a very fair point. It's not the Shiba Inu. Like, the reason is they have no people working at SHIB. And that's where I think the problem comes in for Shiba Inu. It's not that like they are all bad. No, they just don't have anyone working at Shiba Inu right now at this point. And I think this is where the problem arises in that way. Like, there's nobody working on the project right now.
Watching this, or if somebody, you think it's about you, it's not about you. It's about all of us collectively. But it's about the things that we can do that are simple, right? Just doing what you say you're going to do. Being more transparent. Laying out things that are going to be done.
So yeah, these simple mistakes, they could actually pump SHIB to like 20%, 30%. And if they can push out the people who have been focusing on Shiba Inu burns, then this is when we can see those crypto people coming back and the whales coming back. I think most of the whales have sold by now. Especially during the bear market, they sold their SHIB first because it was a bear market, so I don't blame the team. But if we can focus on something that like Bonk doesn't have right now, SHIB, the problem is it's not like 2021 anymore. It's not May 2021. SHIB is going to be 3 years old at this point, and the issue is there's not going to be a lot of people staying ahead in those times, seeing if SHIB improves or not. They're going to be focusing on other altcoins because 3 years later, the competition is going to be much, much bigger. And it's just like a broken record right now. 3 years have passed and they bought a domain. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't know if it's available now. I'm just saying there's so many improvements for the top 17 project to enter top 30, to enter top 10. And it used to be top 46, but it's the community that made the project big. And it's right now the biggest drops in history we're seeing. So that's why I also got kind of burned out with SHIB. Like, there wasn't really much to talk about. I think all that needed to be said was already said. So can Shiba Inu see those changes? I do hope so. I think there's plenty of other content. That's why you also see me talking about maybe like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is on the rise. Like, people love to hear about Bitcoin because it always has something to improve. Like the Bitcoin spot ETF, it keeps people excited in a way. And I think that's where the real potential comes in a sense. Like, that's where people really do want to see Bitcoin hit those bull run markets. But I will keep you guys updated more on that pretty much soon. If you guys want to know more, smash that like button, and peace everyone.